All right, we are moving through the orientation module. Okay, so this what to expect video is pretty much a version of what I will do every week as I open a new module. Okay, so every week there'll be an introductory video to talk about the basic concepts that we're going to cover for the week. To always remind you of the assignments and activities that you have to do, discussion boards, just what that makeup of the week is. So let's dive in. Okay, so what does a typical module look like? A typical module looks like, let's get it started, right? That's just where the introductory video is. It talks about the key concepts. Then you will have BAM, POW, BOOM. That is actually the reading assignment that you have to do. So every week you will have chapters that you need to read in the textbook. So the textbook is absolutely mandatory for this class. Um, it's mandatory in part because you get knowledge two ways, right? You read and then you do the lecture, and that's the plan, that you read the textbook material first and then you do the lecture. So you're not going in to the lecture unknown, right? So the analogy I like to use is, say someone says, gives you the address of their house and you type it in MapQuest or Google, whatever you use to get your directions, right? You type your stuff in, and it will give you basic directions. It'll tell you turn left here, turn right here, the house is in whatever number of feet. But if your friend tells you, my house is the third house from the corner, or it's yellow, or has a really long driveway, those are markers in the road to get you to know exactly where you're going. So that's how I look at the textbook reading, right? The textbook reading is your beginning of your map to understand the information, and the lecture is all of the additional stuff. It's all the landmarks, right, that you need to get the information as well. Okay, and reading the textbook is important as well because the exams are a combination of material that is only covered in the book and a combination of material that is only covered in the lecture. So the lecture doesn't cover all the exact same material in the book. They cover some of both, right? But I also I intersperse it with a lot of external resources. So the lecture I try for not I try the lecture is dynamic, right? So the lecture will be part PowerPoints, videos that are narrated by me, and again, sometimes I'll be down in the corner, or sometimes I'll start in the corner, and then it'll just be me talking, the narration over it. It's additional things that you have to read, so maybe an article from a trusted source, or it may be a case study that you'll have to read, and and finally, it just may be just some additional videos, right? Some videos that are created by external sources. Okay, so that is what the lecture will look like. Okay. In addition, every week we have a discussion board that you have to do. The discussion board is for you to show your application of knowledge, right? So it's after you've read the book and do the lecture, then I will give you either another video to watch or some kind of, something in popular culture generally, video or article or paragraph to read or scenario. And this is your chance to show that you understand the material. So the purpose is for you to have read the textbook, view the lecture. At the discussion board, you're going to filter that knowledge that you gain through your own lens and come up with an opinion, right? The discussion board is great because there's no wrong answer to the discussion board. I'm never going to be like, no, that's not the right answer, right? The discussion board is just for you to show that you can apply the knowledge and use your critical thinking skills in order to come up with a well formed opinion. Okay, so that's all I'm looking for in the discussion board. In the discussion board, you will have to have an initial post, so you have to post your initial response by Tuesday, and then you have until Friday to reply to 3 of your classmates. If you do it all on Tuesday, great. If do part on Tuesday, if you're the first person, you have to always do come back. But you have to reply to 3 of your classmates' posts. Okay. The purpose of the discussion board is not to agree with each other, right? So I don't want you to start any of your replies with I agree with you, right? The purpose of the discussion board is to have a discussion, right? So yes, you can agree with someone, but it's okay to not agree too, or to see a different, to come at the answer through a different lens. So I encourage you to challenge your classmates. challenge them nicely though. We will talk about, we'll have some etiquette in that first full discussion board. But it's okay to challenge people and to say, you know, I didn't agree with you, and here's why I didn't agree with you. That's okay too. Okay, this is a safe space for us to hold those disagreements or agreements, right? Um, and then finally, not every week, but interspersed throughout the class, you will have some critical thinking activities that you will have to do. Again, in the introductory video for that week, it will tell you what they are. They're also all listed on the syllabus. So you have another activity to do, and again, it is going to be based on what we've viewed in either that chapter or maybe a combination of the previous chapter and the chapter that we're working on. But it will require you to do a deeper dive on that subject, right? So look out for those critical thinking activities as well, okay? Right, so keep in mind you need to devote, even though this is an online class, you still need to devote the same amount of time that you would to a face-to-face class. So it's really important that you work on your time management, also known as procrastination or percolation. One of the two. I always say I percolate because I may wait till the last minute to start, but I thought about what I'm gonna do. So make sure that you manage your time well. There are due dates listed. The due dates are listed in a bunch of places. They're listed on the syllabus. I review them every week. They're on your calendar, and sometimes I send out reminders depending on what it is. Okay. All right. So let's see what else. Grades. Your grades are will be in Canvas, and you can check them 24/7. I work as quickly as possible to update the grades. And if you have set your notifications, you'll get a notification when grades are updated, okay? All right, so expectations for each week. Let's get it started. Bam, pow, boom, read, all right? Lecture, let's talk about it, which is our discussion board. Critical thinking activities every not once in a blue moon, like usually about every other or every third week. And then we'll be testing your knowledge with exams.